It's amazing to me that, songwriting is done pretty much in solitude.
At my age, when I get up in the morning, just the thought of being able to sit down later on in the afternoon.
At 88, Bill Gaither has kept many things close to his heart. Until now. For decades, his music has touched millions, but his personal story remained hidden.
It's a little bit like a family. My brother and I went through a pretty tense time in our lives, too. But your brother's still your brother.
Oh, yeah.
Your sister's still your sister.
Today, after years of silence, Bill is ready to share what few have heard. What secrets has he held back? What truths will finally come to light? Join us as we uncover the surprising story about Bill Gaither that changes everything you thought you knew. The Nellons tragedy on July 26, 2024, tragedy struck the gospel music world. 3 members of the well-known gospel group, the Nellons, lost their lives in a plane crash in Wyoming.
Alaskan cruise. We are on our way. We just landed in Nebraska. Nebraska City.
Nebraska City, yeah.
And so our first stop, and then we're stopping, where are we going?
Montana.
Montana.
The group was traveling to join the Gaither Homecoming Alaska cruise, which was set to depart from Seattle. The crash claimed the lives of Kelly Nealon Clark, her husband Jason Clark, and their daughter Amber Nealon Kistler, all key members of the award-winning family group. The small aircraft, a Pilatus PC-1247E, carried 7 people when it went down in Campbell County. The crash site was remote, and investigators had not yet reached the area by Saturday. Firefighters worked through Friday night to control a large fire near the wreckage. Just hours before the crash, members of the Nellons posted a cheerful video on Instagram. In the clip, they smiled and chatted outside their plane in Nebraska City, Nebraska, sharing that they were about to eat before heading to Montana. It would be their final stop before the tragedy. A statement from the Gaither management said that Autumn Nellon Streetman, Jason and Kelly's youngest daughter, and her husband, Jamie, were not on the plane. They made it safely to Seattle, where they were told about the accident. Once there, they joined other artists at the hotel, where friends and fellow performers gathered to comfort them with prayers, songs, and support. The management team also revealed that Autumn and Jamie had since returned home to be with Kelly's brother, Todd Nellon, and his wife, Rhonda, as they begin the painful process of facing what's ahead. And lastly, the team called for continued support and prayers during difficult days. During all these, Gaither had yet to comment on what had happened. And when he did, it indeed confirmed what we had long thought. What was Gaither's reaction? The tribute. Several months after the tragic plane crash, Bill Gaither finally released a touching video about the Nellons. In the video, he reminisced about special moments with the Nellons over the years, recalling memories from when Kelly's father, Rex Nellon, first appeared on a Gaither stage, to seeing little Amber sing as a young girl, and to their final days. The week Gaither finally broke his silence was the first time Autumn joined the Gaithers for a new taping since the crash. Being there without her family was painful, but it marked a significant step forward as the community continues to honor their memory. As many expected, Bill Gaither described the tragedy as part of God's plan. For many fans, it was heartbreaking to realize that such a terrible event couldn't be prevented. The Nellons have been a powerful force in gospel music for decades. They were inducted into the Gospel Music Hall of Fame in 2016, a well-deserved honor. Their success in Southern gospel is impressive, with 20 songs reaching the top 5 on the charts, according to their website. While they've received several Grammy nominations, their biggest recognition has come from the Dove Awards. They've won 10 Doves and earned 35 nominations from the Gospel Music Association. Their latest Dove Award came in 2021 for If God Pulled Back the Curtain in the Country Bluegrass Roots Recorded Song of the Year category. Their story goes back to the 1970s, when Kelly's father, Rex Nilon, took over leadership of the Lefevre, a well-known family group. In 1977, the group's name changed to the Rex Nellon Singers, and later, in 1985, they became the Nellons. Kelly began singing part-time with the group in 1972, later joining full-time and taking over management after her father retired in 1997. Jason became a member in 1994, and Amber joined the family group in 2002. Over the years, the Nellons recorded music with labels such as Canaan, RNS, Homeland, Daywind, and Seraphim Music Group. Fans loved hearing their songs like Oh for a Thousand Tongues, The Sun's Coming Up, Come Morning, I'll Talk to the Father, I'm Glad I Know Who Jesus Is, That's Enough, and We Shall Wear a Robe and Crown, at concerts, on the radio, and on gospel playlists. Jackie Patillo, president of the Gospel Music Association, expressed sorrow over the loss of Jason, Kelly, and Amber, along with others who died in the crash. She sent deepest condolences and prayers to Autumn and the Nellon family, saying they will always hold a special place in the GMA Hall of Fame. The governor of Georgia also shared a message, asking everyone to pray for those lost, their families, and the gospel music community mourning this painful loss. The 7-day Gaither Homecoming Cruise, Until We Meet Again, was set to leave on Saturday and return August 3rd. The event featured the famous gospel duo Bill and Gloria Gaither and the Gaither Vocal Band as the main performers. The lineup included well-known Christian artists like Mark Lowry, Russ Taff, and Sandy Patty. The music world lost a powerful group of worshipers, but for Bill, it was like losing family. Yet, true to form, critics still found a way to attack him despite the heartbreak. More than a gospel artist's success brings all kinds of attention, and with it, plenty of critics. The Gaither Homecoming concerts grew from small church gatherings into huge events held in arenas with seats for thousands. That sounds exciting, but it also meant bigger stages, bright lights, giant video screens, and a crew of sound engineers, stagehands, and camera operators. What used to be cheap or free became ticketed shows costing $50 to $100. The lobbies filled with tables selling CDs, mugs, T-shirts, and thick songbooks. Many fans enjoyed the energy and professionalism, but some felt uneasy about the changes. Critics, mainly from smaller churches, argued that gospel music was turning into an expensive spectacle. They remembered when quartets sang for a love offering dropped into a bucket. Some pastors even wrote articles asking, "Has worship become commercialized?" They worried families with tight budgets might be priced out of the experience. One newsletter even called the tours the Gaither Money Machine. Bill Gaither didn't back down. He responded openly in interviews and letters. He explained that renting large arenas, hiring union workers, and covering insurance was far more costly than a church gym. Advanced ticket sales helped avoid debt, and part of the profits supported new recordings, music scholarships, and mission work. He clarified that sound business practices allowed them to reach more people with their message. Over time, the tension softened into a respectful disagreement. The homecoming tours kept their ticket pricing, but added cheaper seats at the upper levels and group discounts for church buses. While critics still raise concerns when prices rise, most fans accept the trade-off: better sound, comfortable seats, and a night filled with uplifting music. Attendance remains strong, showing that for many, the message still matters more than the money. Bill and Gloria Gaither faced some criticism over an event in Phoenix, Arizona in 2002. They had organized a homecoming gathering, an informal night where many gospel singers came together to share stories, food, and songs, later filmed for a DVD. One of the guests was Marcia Stevens, a well-known singer from the 1970 Jesus music scene, famous for writing the song "For Those Tears I Died." Years after her initial success, Marcia publicly shared that she was gay and began leading worship in churches that accepted same-sex relationships. The controversy started when photos from the Phoenix event were shared in conservative newsletters. One showed Bill and Gloria smiling next to Marcia and her partner. Another picture captured Bill laughing and calling Marcia a real saint. For many who believe the Bible forbids same-sex unions, seeing those images was shocking. Christian magazines were flooded with letters, and some pastors urged their congregations to boycott Gaither's videos, accusing Bill of being too soft on sin. Bill Gaither quickly responded with a calm statement. He explained that the homecoming table was meant to show Christian love to everyone there. Inviting someone to sing didn't mean endorsing every part of their life. He reminded critics that Jesus often shared meals with people whose choices upset religious leaders of his time. Bill reaffirmed his traditional view of marriage, but emphasized treating all guests with kindness and respect. Most fans accepted his explanation, though a small group remained unhappy. DVD sales dipped briefly, but soon bounced back. Looking back, this episode shows how fast misunderstandings can spread, especially in the internet age. It also highlights Bill's commitment to his core belief: open doors, warm hearts, and songs about grace, even when some don't agree. Bill's frequent critics aren't a secret. He stands out as one of the rare figures in the gospel world who has built a true empire from gospel music. But just how massive is this empire? Kingdom on Earth. Bill Gaither built the Gaither Music Company into a powerful and busy organization. It isn't just a record label. It handles concert bookings through Gaither Management Group, produces television shows, manages copyrights, runs a retail store, and operates Gaither Studios, formerly Pinebrook Studios. The company even has its telemarketing team to support all its activities. Bill also managed the Gaither Family Resources Retail Center. Part of the company is Live Bait Productions, an animation studio led by Bill's son, Benji Gaither. Back in the 1980s, Bill was